Ahoy there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. We now have issue 76 of Hachette's Build the Titanic to finish out the month. You can guess where we're going with this. So we are doing the first class smoking room, which will be the last piece of superstructure to go on the promenade deck. Does that complete the promenade deck? No, it doesn't. There are a few bits and pieces left to go on here, but we won't be doing them this month. So this is windows. Windows. What are we looking at? 16, 17, 18, 26, 34. 34 windows are going into this fucking room. Windows. That has very much been the theme of the month. So we're going to put on our 34 windows. So we're going to put the smoking room in. We do have another LED strip. It looks like we are going to wire an LED. We've got a very small LED strip with a wire that's pre-wired. We're going to plug that in. We are wiring a lot, but we're going to test the lights as well. Okay, good. So we do test the lights in this one. That'll be interesting. Right. Stop the rambling. Without further ado, we'll get on to it. I know we've had 3 very sad stories. So at the end of this one, we're going to have the story of the ultimate survivor. So you know this one ends well, right? But it's a funny story. If not, slightly concerning. We'll talk about it at the end. But let's get this open. Let's get into this. Let's get this all lit up and sparking lovely. Okie doke. So let's see what we're dealing with. This one open. Okay. Yeah, pretty much more of the same here, isn't it? Right, so we have got what will be our first class smoking room. And then we have, what's inside this one here? So this one we have support structures. Got those. And this little envelope here we have, what we got? Windows. And we have a bag of screws. And we also have a pre-wired smaller LED board. Now what we are also going to need in this one is the remainder of the wires. So the wires that we've been accruing up to this point, we are going to need. So we're going to need the wires from 72, 73, 74 and 75. These basically. So we've got all of those. So we've got the 4 wires. We're going to need all of those as well. So get your wires together. Let's fit all these windows because we've got a lot to do. Okay, so we got starboard and port side both installed. Lovely stuff. Now, you're going to do next 2 of these windows here. Now, these are the smallest arch windows you've got. And if you're looking thinking, I haven't got those, you have got them. So here's your thing here. Let me try and block that out. So these 2 ones here. So these 2 on the end here are going to pop into there and there. Let's get those done. Okay, so that's our 2 little windows in. Next thing we do is the larger arch windows. So we can put 3 in there, 2 in there, and 3 in there. Let's get them done. Okay, so that's our arch windows in there. We have them on the ends. And we have our 3 here as well. Looking nice. Looking real nice. So that's how we're looking. Now we just have the large windows to put in. So we have this section here for our large windows and this section here. Let's get them done. Okay, so that's all the windows now done on the bay there and then on the bay this side. So now what we need to do is bring the promenade deck up and we're going to install this to it. Okay, so this is the section we're working on. Taking this over here, we're going to get behind the wall of the staircase here first. So we can slot that one down. And each of these pins are going to sit over the ones inside. So we're going to level this up properly. And then we're going to hold this in place with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of the screws. So that's how we're going to be looking. Going to screw this in and then we'll take a look at the finished product. So there we are, screwed in, screwed down. And this is how we are now looking. So we can come all the way along. Now we can see all of these windows because all of the superstructure of the promenade deck is now in and it is looking lovely. We're going to flip it over. We're going to add yet another LED board. So before we've done that, I've added the 2 support structures. So you can see This is our smoking room. They go just here and here. So fake funnel went above the smoking room. It worked as ventilation for the smoking room, along with a few other bits and pieces. But that's essentially what it did. But I've not glued these in, so when I flip over, I can take them out and put them back in. That's how I'm choosing to do it. Again, you can do it however you choose to, but that is how we are looking from above. Let's flip this over, put these LEDs in, wire this up. Okay, so this is the section we're working with, and this is the way around this is going to go. So we're going to have the wires facing down naturally. We're going to pop this one in. I'm hoping this is, we'll go in as, there we go. That's been just as easy as the other ones. Now there is now some wiring to do. So what we're going to do is taking this wire off of this LED, we are going to go into, let's move slightly down. We're going to go into J2, I think. Yeah, J2, which is there. So that's J2. We're going into this one here. So let's get that one plugged in. There we go. Right, this might be a tweezer job, so I don't think my sausagey fingers are going to make light work of this. Tweezers. Right. Now, if you've got smaller hands than me, which puts you in the, 99% of people on the planet that do have smaller hands than me, you might not find this as much of a problem. There we go. So that one's in. Make sure you push them down as well. I mean, that's when people might not work. So if you pushed it all the way down, nope, try doing that then. So that one's pushed all the way down. The next thing we do is, okay, so we're going to take one of our wires and we're going to plug it into J3. So let's get that ready. So using the socket next to it, we're going to go J3 here. Push it all the way down. And then we are going to come over. It's moving down. I'm going to plug it into J3, which is here. So J3 to J3. Nice and simple. I don't know how we're going to tidy this wire up because I don't want it draped over the stairway like that. But I'm sure we'll figure it out. That one's in. Now how does this go? Right, so it goes behind the stairs. That's probably getting taped down then because I don't see that just, yeah. See, mine's never going to go, yo, what, you won't stay here? That's going to need securing in place. So we'll do that. That's not a problem. Right, so the next one we're going for, I would imagine, is J2, is it? J3 to J3. J2 to J1 is where we're going next. So let's grab one of these. We go J2, which is here. Plug this one in. That's one. Then we're going to come over to J1, which is just here. And problems with a little tripod here. I think it's going to fall over in a minute. So if you go disappearing, don't worry, I'll grab you. Right, so J1 is there. Because it's just gone, yeah, that's got ain't happening, mate. I ain't going in. Well, you are, whether you like it or not. Am I going the right way around? Yeah. There we go. I'm just doing it upside down and blind. Okay, so that's J1 in. Right. So now we're going, okay, it's J3 to J3. J2 to J1. Well, there's definitely a fourth. Where does that go? That goes J3 to J3. completely done it wrong. Got to take that one out. There you go. Scott's made a mistake, so you don't have to. It's J3 to J3, J3 to J3, J3 to J3, then finally J2 to J1. I did it wrong. I'm going to take this one out and repair it. Bizarrely, I wasn't wrong. This has just got terrible instructions. How bizarre. So it is right. It's J3 to J3, then J3 to J3, then J2 to J1, and then we are going to go, finally, J3 to J3 again. It's just weird, isn't it? But, okay. Means we've done it right. The instructions are very, very confusing. That's that one in. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to go into J3 on this end panel here. So there we go. We're going to go into J3, which is just here. And snug. Right, I'm going to get that done. We'll have a look. Okay, so starting at this end, we go J3 to J3, J3 to J3, J2 to J1, and then J3 to J3. Finally, we are going to put a cable into here so we can plug it into the tester, and we'll see if these all work. So if we plug this one in to our test board, that should, I hope, light the whole thing up. Let's have a look. Key it in there. Hey! There we go. So we're all lit up. That is a successful test. I don't think it's going to look any different if we turn it over. I mean, it gives you an idea of how the stairs are going to light, I suppose. That light looks mental. That's just protruding straight out onto the stairs. So that looks nuts. That looks actually nuts. So we'll have to find out what exactly we're going to do with that, because that looks nuts. But other than that, we're looking nice. Now I can resist everything except temptations. The temptations just try this out too much. It's not straight, it's not accurate, it's not exactly where it's supposed to be, but I want to have an idea of what we're going to look like. And this is what we're going to look like. So you get an idea of exactly how this is going to fit and how this is going to work. And oh my, it's going to be really nice. But that's how we're looking. So yeah, as I said, it's not lined up straight, it's not clipped in properly. This is purely, so you're like, oh, that doesn't look accurate. Yeah, no, well, it won't be, because it's not screwed in yet. This is just me seeing if this all fits, and it does. And it's looking glorious. And I like it. I mean, I might have this right the wrong way for all I know. But it's looking, I don't think I do, but it's looking really nice. The one thing I do want to see, let's have a look if we can get down in there. I want to see what the grand staircase looks like. Get out, yeah. Get out. See, when I don't want this thing to fall out, it falls out. Now I want to get it out, can't get it out. But let me try and get this out and have a look. There we go. So we can see down into the grand staircase now. Looking lovely, right? Aha. And then obviously this will light up as well, so there'll be a lot more light kicking off the illuminated decks. Some sort of lights are underneath at the moment, which will illuminate the deck beneath that one. But this is going to look beautiful, man. I mean, this is going to look, oh yeah. Let's have a chat. So that's it, that's 76 done, and that is the month done. It's looking nice, right? You can kind of see where we're going with this, these decks stacking up now. It's going to look beautiful. We don't do this yet. They're not asking us to do it again. I just tried it out because I wanted to see what it looked like. So I'm sure it isn't correct and it isn't where it's supposed to go, but I just wanted to have a bit of a look, and I thought maybe you'd like to take a look at it too. Beautiful, right? Really nice. Really, really nice. Always makes me smile. So what's next month? Well, next month, you're going to want to see it, ain't you? I've got the magazine somewhere. I'm very disorganised. It is, there we go. No, it's not. Let me find the magazine. I'm very disorganised. I'll tell you what, losing a magazine when I haven't left this area is a skill, right? But I managed it. We are going back to the hull. So we're moving away from the deck. We're going back to the hull, and we have this very large piece of hull there that will be installed. So I'm assuming that it's a hull month next month. We'll build more hull because we need to get on with the hull because we've got nowhere to start bolting these decks to. Now I can't see us making a third deck that isn't attached to the ship. I don't know. Maybe we will, but I think we need to start moving on with that hull. I mean, we're at 76, which means we've only got 64 issues left to go. So we need to start building the hull, because we've got an absolute ton of hull we haven't built. We've built about a foot of hull, and we've got about 2 more foot to go. So it seems that we are now moving forwards with the hull. We've got to, because we need some of the engine room to go, we need some of the decks to go, we need to start bolting this stuff to it. So hopefully that is going to be our foreseeable. I would imagine the reason why we haven't touched these two together yet is because I'm guessing we're going to have the stickers to block out the light bleed, like we did with the rooms up top. I'm assuming we're going to get some foil stickers that are going to go around all of those rooms on the prom deck. Then we'll attach it, I assume. I might be wrong. If you're just sticking around for the build instructions, thank you for stopping by. Always nice to see you. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps our channel massively, and we very much appreciate your help. If you'd like to contact us, you can contact us at buildingboys@outlook.com. We'd love to hear from you. And if you've got pictures of your work, any modifications you're making, we'd love to see them. If you're happy for us to share them on channel, please put in your email. Happy to share. And we will. Let's have a chat. We're talking about this lady here. So that is Violet Jessup. And for my British viewers and my Australian viewers, the best way I can compare her, if I had to compare her to somebody that we all know, it would be this person. Yeah, so Violet Jessup is essentially White Star Line's very own Uncle Albert, in that every single ship she got on sank. So she started out, she was a nurse, and she was on board the Olympic when it collided with the SS Hawk. Now, fortunately, Olympic was able to get back to port without sinking, but it took massive damage. And it was damage that was foreshadowing of what happened to Titanic, in the fact that the dent sheared the heads of the rivets off. That should have been enough to tell them what could happen to Titanic, but they chose to ignore. Shortly after that incident, she was transferred by White Star Line to Titanic. So she amazingly survived the Titanic. So she survived both the Olympic and the Titanic at this point. While she was on board the Titanic and they were moving people to lifeboats, one of the staff handed her a baby, a seemingly abandoned baby. And so she got on the lifeboat with the baby. When she was on board the Carpathia, still holding the baby, a woman ran up to her, took the baby, was crying, and ran off. Never said anything, just took the baby off her and ran off crying. So she saved the baby. She saved herself as well. She managed to get off the Titanic. Shortly after this, World War I breaks out, and the Romanian ships in the fleet, the now repaired Olympic and the Britannic, have been turned into hospital ships. Both sank, but she was on the Britannic when the explosion happened. So whilst it was in the Aegean Sea, an explosion happened and Britannic started to sink. So she again managed to get to a lifeboat, but this time she wasn't as lucky as she had been when it came to lifeboats in the Titanic, because what happened was the lifeboat started getting dragged towards the propellers of the Britannic. So Britannic's propellers were coming out of the water and the boats were being dragged towards it, and it was just chewing up the lifeboats. So everybody on the lifeboat had to jump out. Now the difference is the Aegean Sea is nowhere near as cold as the Atlantic Ocean. So she survived that one as well. So she survived all three of White Star Line's megaliners and their destructions. Remarkable, right? It's kind of like, I mean, again, someone else we could compare it to is this lady. So Angela Lansbury was essentially the angel of death. If you watch Murder, She Wrote, if she ever turned up at a wedding or a christening or a polo match, you pretty much knew someone was going to die. And I mean, if you saw Violet Jessup get on board a ship, I'd get off. I mean, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm getting off this ship. I joke. She went on to work for Red Star Line after White Star Line, where she met her future husband, Thomas. And something very strange happened to her around about the 1950s. She says on a stormy night, this is where they get the stormy night bits always bothered me about this because it just makes this creepier. A stormy night, she got a phone call late at night and she answered it and she said, "Did you save a baby from the Titanic?" And she said, "Yes, I did." And the voice on the other end of the phone said, "That was me." Started laughing and hung up. Thomas then said, it's just some kids in the town making fun, playing a joke. And she said, well, that's the problem, Thomas. I've never told anyone that story. So I'm telling you it for the first time now. I've never told anybody about what happened. So who made the phone call? Now, where this gets stranger is that only baby reported as being reunited with their mother on the Titanic, on the Carpathia, was a boy named Assad. Not a girl, and she definitely said it was a woman's voice on the phone. So, was the baby on the Titanic that the woman on the Carpathia took, was it her baby? Or was it a baby she just took? We'll never know. It's a mystery, but she said she never told anyone that story. No one could know. So, how? Who was on the other end of the phone? We'll never know. Violet Jessup lived a full life. She died sadly in 1971 of a heart attack. She was 81 years old. But she survived Britannic, Titanic and Olympic, which is bloody remarkable, isn't it, really? But the ultimate survivor, there you go. So, you know, I mean, statistically, what are the chances of you being on all three of those vessels? Statistically, what's the chance of you surviving all three of those sinkings? Remarkable, absolutely remarkable. But that is the story of the ultimate survivor in Violet Jessup and the very strange phone call she received. That's all from me. We will be back next month where we'll be going up to issue 80 of Hachette's Build the Titanic, where it looks like we're doing Hull. So tune in for that one. It'll be a lot of fun. We've got more coming up on the channel. So we have the Infinity Gauntlet coming up on the channel. We have the Batmobile Tumbler coming up on the channel. We have the Disney Doll's House coming up. We have some wooden builds coming up, as long with our movie talks and our Q&As and our weekly catch-ups. There's something for everybody. So if you haven't checked out any of the videos, swing over to see if you like something. You know, we got a lot going on. We thank you for all your support. We are scarily close to 2,000 subscribers, and we'd love to get there. I think we're like 26 shy. Now, as we get thousands of viewers of the Titanic every month, if you are one of those ones that's a regular viewer but hasn't subbed yet, your sub would be very much appreciated. It really would. As I said, if you'd like to contact us, you can contact us at buildingboys@outlook.com. But for me, in a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice, and we will see you very, very soon for more from Hachette's Build the Titanic. I will see you then.